Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you all are doing fine wherever you are. And if you're watching me for the first time, then I'm Pratibha and welcome to my channel where we learn makeup and hairstyle every Tuesday and Friday. So guys, today's video is the most important because I'm going to share some foundation hacks with you. Most of the time it happens guys, whenever we go and buy a foundation from the shop or even online. So when we bring the foundation home, we realize that, oh God, this foundation doesn't match my skin tone. It's looking dark or it's looking light or the undertone is wrong. So there can be n number of problems that we find once we bring the foundation home, right? So today I'll be sharing some hacks with you so that it will help you to, whatever the foundation problem you have, you will be able to fix that problem after watching this video. So let's start. First thing that you have to understand is if you're not able to get that right shade for yourself, what you can do is you can just buy a light foundation and a dark foundation. Okay, so when you buy a light foundation and a dark foundation, and when you mix them, you get a medium shade foundation. For foundation, just matching the skin tone, is it enough? No, right? When we want a perfect foundation, there are two important things. One is the skin tone and other is the undertone. When we get our skin tone foundation and our undertone foundation, then we can say that yes, this is the perfect match for me. So what are undertones? In last video, we all discussed about the undertones, skin tones and everything. So undertones can be warm, cool, neutral or olive, and skin tones can be medium tan, dark, deep, fair, very fair. So all these are skin tones and these are all undertones. Whenever you're mixing this light foundation and dark foundation, so now I've got my skin tone. But how will I get my undertone also? So the two foundation that I'm mixing, if they both are warm undertone foundations, if I'm mixing, then I'll get a warm medium undertone foundation. I mix one warm and if I mix other neutral, then I'll get a warm neutral. Okay. So anyone who is warm neutral, you can do this. But if someone who is not neutral, who is just warm, if you mix one neutral and one warm, and if you apply warm neutral on them, then that is not going to look good on them, right? So what are you going to do in this case? I have this foundation, LA Girl foundation in shade beige, medium beige, okay? If I swatch this foundation, it is very light for me. This, if you see, it is light for me. Now what I'll do, okay, I see that this is light. So now I'll mix a dark shade foundation in it to make it a medium shade foundation. Now I have a shade card here. I have like some shades in this. I'm taking this medium shade in this, okay? So this is like very dark for my skin tone. I'll be taking this one. So what I'll do, I will take this little bit over here, okay? And I will be mixing this LA Girl Pure Beige, which is little light for me, okay? So what I have done basically is I have mixed one light foundation and I'm mixing one dark foundation with it, okay? So both I am mixing and now I will be getting a medium shade foundation, okay? So I'm mixing it here. So now this is a medium shade foundation I got after mixing this foundation with a dark foundation. So I'll swatch it here. Okay, so this is a medium shade. So I mixed a light foundation and a dark foundation and I got this medium shade foundation. Now you can see the difference between these two. Okay, now when I get a medium shade foundation, now I have to see that is this undertone perfectly matching with my undertone? That is the next question that I should ask myself. So when I see that this doesn't have that yellowness in his undertone. Like, this is looking a little bit of peachy because whatever foundations I mixed, that this medium beige, this was also like little bit of cool peach undertone to it, and the dark shade which I matched, this also had a peach undertone to it. So the foundation after mixing that I have got is a peach undertone foundation, and because of that it is not completely matching my undertone because I am a warm undertone girl. So in this case what I'll do, I will be using pigments. Okay, so I have this LA Girl pigments with me. If you don't have this LA Girl pigments, no, don't worry guys, you can get it online. If you don't want to buy, then you can buy any foundation which has a warm yellow undertone to it. If you don't want to invest in the pigments, then you can always go with this palette. This is the palette. This is a Choparal palette. In this I will take any foundation which has a warm undertone to it. So I can see this is a medium shade with a yellow undertone. So I'll mix it. That will also work. If you do not want to buy Choparal, then you can go with this MAC, okay? And now I can see that just a yellowness is missing in this foundation. So I'll take this yellow little bit, take this concealer which has little bit of yellow tone to it. I'll mix with this and even that will work. I'll show you. But before that, I want to show the pigment. Taking this yellow pigment because I can see it is not that warm. Okay, so this is a mixed foundation. I'm just taking a little bit of yellow. This is the yellow pigment I took. And now I will be mixing this yellow with this. Okay, and now it is changing its undertone. Okay, now it is becoming a yellow undertone foundation. Okay, whatever peachy pinkiness was there in this, everything is going and it is turning to a yellow undertone foundation. So this is how you create your own shade. Now you can see, guys, it is changed to a warm undertone foundation. With this, I mixed a dark foundation to this. It became a medium skin tone foundation. Now I found out that this is not matching my undertone perfectly. So what was lacking in it was some yellowness because I'm a warm undertone. So I added a yellow pigment in this and here is the result. And you can see that this is perfectly matching with my skin tone and undertone. So this is how you will create your foundations, guys. See, this is not hard at all, but you will require some time to practice and master. So as and when you'll start practicing and you'll start doing this on various people, you will get an idea how to do it. So you don't have to worry. Even if in one go you're not able to understand, you'll understand it. There is nothing difficult in that. Because when you'll blend this foundation, you will see that it is not looking, your face is not looking fresh. Converted this into a warm undertone foundation. So any client who has a warm undertone, this is a perfect match for medium skin tone girl. Now, if I see that, okay, I have a client who is cool undertone, but I have only one foundation which is warm undertone. Now what will I do? Example, if I have this Nars, which from the bottle only you can see that it is completely yellow, it is Barcelona, no, it is Stromboli. So I'll just swatch it here. Okay, so this is the foundation I made and this is the Nars foundation. You can see, guys, they both are looking so same and so nice. So this is Nars. Okay, now I see that, okay, so I have a cool undertone girl. Now what will I do? Comes the blue pigment, guys. So whenever you have anyone who has a cool undertone, they have blue veins, they have pink undertones and they have blue veins in their body. So you have to mix this blue pigment. I took this Nars over here and I am mixing this blue. What I'm doing is I'm mixing this blue with this Nars. And here is a cool undertone foundation. Can you see there is no warmness now in this foundation after mixing blue pigment? Okay. So this is a cool undertone and this is a warm undertone foundation. So this is how, guys, you have to change the foundation's undertone by using these pigments. If you do not have this blue pigment, guys, don't worry. What you can do is you can just take this peach color, okay, because they have pink undertone, so you can also mix a peach color the foundation and even that will give you little bit of cool undertone foundation. Okay, so this will also convert the warm into cool. If you have like this palette, and go with this cool pigments, this cool like this pigments or this peachy pigment. Okay, so anything you can mix with your warm undertone foundation to convert it to a cool undertone foundation. Always use a yellow, convert any cool undertone foundation or any foundation to a warm undertone. Then always use a blue pigment to convert any warm undertone foundation to a cool undertone foundation. And now the third is, if anyone is olive, then what to do in that case? Olive means what? Green undertone. So what I'll do, I'll take some blue pigment and I will take some yellow pigment. So this you can do for concealers also, for everything, guys. You just have to understand after mixing which color you will get. Okay, so now I've mixed this. I will convert this to a green color. Okay, you also get green correctors. If you do not have these pigments, you can also mix green corrector in the foundation. But these pigments are amazing, guys, because they don't change the consistency of your foundation. But if you mix concealers or correctors, what will happen is your foundation consistency will get changed. So that is one problem. So if you mix these pigments, you don't need anything else. You just have to mix the pigments and you just have to apply the foundation. So it works amazing. But it's okay if you don't get it like very easily, then you can try mixing the concealers or other foundations or correctors or whatever. So now what I got is a green color here. So what I'll do now, with any warm undertone foundation, so I can take this Nars again, this Nars foundation little bit over here. Okay, so this is a warm foundation, okay, here, and I will be mixing this green with it to change it to a olive. So guys, you can see this has a green undertone to it. So one Nars foundation, which was a warm undertone, we changed it to a cool undertone foundation. We also changed it to a olive undertone foundation. So now you can see how we can play with one foundation, make so many different colors. So I hope, guys, this has helped you a lot. Now we'll just see how to change the skin tones. Like if you have a dark foundation, how to make it light. If you have light foundation, how to make it dark. That I'll show you now. So guys, if by mistake, if I bring a dark foundation, I'll take this dark foundation. So, okay, this one, dark foundation. How will I make it light? One option is to mix a light shade foundation with it, which will be of same your undertone. Mix it with it and your problem will be solved. I'm taking a concealer, okay, mix it with this. How much I want it light. And then if I see that, okay, the skin tone is right, but it doesn't have a yellowness to it, then I'll take a little bit of this yellow also. I'll mix it here. And now this is perfect of my shade. So this is MAC concealer palette in shade medium deep. And here is like my shade. So I can make it more light, it will work perfect. Okay, so I've changed this dark to a light shade, my shade. Now, easy way is to use this white pigment, okay? Because when you mix concealers and correctors in it, the foundation consistency changes little bit. But when you mix pigments, the foundation consistency doesn't change. So what I'm doing is, I'm just taking this shade foundation, okay? And I will just mix this white, okay? So how much light you have to make it? You have to just go on adding white to make it light. So here is the lighter version of this. Now if you want to make it dark as per your skin tone, just mix little bit of medium shade to it. Okay. So I'm just telling you how to make a dark foundation light. So this was so dark, guys. After mixing white in it, you can see how much light it has become. So just depending on your skin tone, mix white little bit more or less, whatever is your skin tone, you can do it accordingly. Now, if you have a light foundation, how to make it dark, that I will show you. So again, we'll take this lightest shade from this palette. So this is like very, very lightest foundation I have. Now, how will I make it dark? If I want to make it dark, one is to add an orange pigment in this. Okay, now I don't have an orange pigment with me. So what I will do is I will add this orange concealer from the MAC palette. So I'll take this little bit. I will mix it with this light foundation. This is the darker version of this foundation. So guys, you can see now how to change light foundation to dark. You have to mix a orange pigment. To make a dark foundation light, you have to mix a white pigment. If you don't have pigments, just play with the foundations you have or the concealers or correctors you have and you will get it. So guys, I have written here, there is a complete chart. If you want to change any foundation to a warm undertone foundation, you have to mix a yellow pigment. If you want to change a foundation to a cool undertone, you have to mix a blue pigment. If you want to change a foundation to neutral, then you have to mix yellow plus blue. Depending, if they are warm neutral, then mix yellow more and blue less. If they are cool neutral, then mix blue more and yellow less. So depending on that, you can decide. If you don't know how to find out who is warm neutral, who is cool neutral, how to find out all this, then please refer my previous videos, guys. In that I have explained in detail. And if someone is olive, then you have to mix yellow plus blue pigments, both the pigments. So I hope you have understood this and you found this video useful. If you found it useful, then guys, please don't forget to hit that like button and also share it with your friends and family so that even they benefit from these videos. And also subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Next video, I'll be sharing you some foundation numbers of Maybelline and MAC, which will help you find that right shade for you. So guys, see you all next week. Till then, bye and take care.